Switch 2.
I love it.
Amazing, amazing.
I love it.
Going live.
Yep, absolutely.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live.
The Switch 2, I love it. All right. Anyways, hey, and welcome back to Talk of Better Politics. This is episode number something. I have no clue, but yeah, I am SirFelixTheCat, and this is Hawk. How is your day going?
Terrible. How about yours?
Oh, just absolutely wonderful. I actually got a phone call at one point. Like it started to get so busy at one point that I was tempted just to answer the phone and be like, "What the fuck do you want?"
Yeah, you should answer that way.
It's like I almost want to answer like, "Hey, do you know that there's a website where you can do 99% of the shit you're going to be asking me right now?"
No, it's too much to ask for people to fucking do anything.
Yeah, I mean, at least
Or
like
for
when I
them
have
to
something to
read,
do,
or
if I need to call a place, like
or-
I'll go online and try to do what I can by myself. And if you get to a point where you can't, then I understand that, but you have to at least do that first step of try.
Yeah, nobody's going to do that.
No, trying's too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today is July 7th. We just had, I was going to call it Memorial Day at first. We just had the 4th of July, and it was a day, and it was noisy, and Patriots, well, some that have PTSD, they freaking hate it. Me, I am not a fan of it, so I hate it. Dogs hate it. It's a very noisy, obnoxious holiday.
Yeah, what the fuck is there to celebrate?
Yeah, we didn't die today. That's about it.
It's not worth celebrating.
It's the same celebration I do every day. It's called I change my clothes and lay down in bed.
It'd be worth celebrating if we did die today. So,
yeah. Woo, we died.
It's over. Yay.
Yep. All right. So I didn't pull up too much news in general, like small stories before we get into our big topics. I kind of just went into my big topic because it took quite a while to kind of put together because I decided to go bigger with it. But yeah, the biggest things we've had in the past, well, we've been gone for 2 weeks, at least from here. So yeah, we've had just a few big stories. Main one is still the big, beautiful bill. It's big and fat and glorious, and it makes me a lot of money. We have that kind of shit, and some scum fuckery. We sadly have a lot of people who died in Texas.
Yep.
That one is shocking. What else did we have? We have a new political party that's about to kick off that Musk is starting. I don't know if you heard about that one.
Yeah, and that's why the FBI came out and said Epstein, Epstein killed himself, and there is no Epstein list.
I forgot about that story. Yes, the Epstein list. The Epstein list, which was confirmed to exist by the FBI, the CIA,
Trump.
And Trump himself, and Pam Bondi said it was actually sitting on her desk. Needs to be reviewed. But because Daddy's name is probably in it, suddenly it never existed. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That never happened.
Yeah, everything good that happens was Trump. Everything bad that happens is somebody else.
Yep. He doesn't commit crimes. No.
No, not Daddy. No.
Yeah.
Fucking scumbag.
What else? We have the stupid. Oh, Trump also came out and said some stupid shit. Just blatantly fucking moronic shit. So he went to Iowa and he was like bragging about how his perfectly dealt attack on Iran, which totally destroyed its target. It did what it was supposed to do. 100%. No questions about that. Definitely wasn't a complete fucking failure. Like everything he does in
it was supposed to do nothing, so it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he was saying like how he had a conversation with Iran, and they said, well, you hit us 14 times, so we should be able to hit you 14 times. And Trump said, yeah.
Oh. What the fuck?
Well, that's a sign for how this is going to go.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm by myself in this house. Only thing that's online is my computer and my cell phone. Apparently that's pulling too much of my Wi-Fi. It's ridiculous. I'm going to be calling them tomorrow. But, and you know what I'll do first? I'll first go online and see if I can do this by myself online. But
it could just be StreamYard, because StreamYard is shit sometimes. So
yeah, and there's a new warning that pops up when you go on to it saying, like, because of recent updates, don't do this or this because it'll just ruin your thing. So that's cool. Yeah, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Iran said to him, like, you hit us 14 times, so we should be able to hit you 14 times. And Trump agreed to it and said, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and attack our military base. Which is a crime. That's fucking treason. You're telling another country to fucking attack us.
Did he say that he said this, or was this someone else saying this?
No, he said it at a fucking rally in Iowa.
When?
Just the other day. I think it was on 4th of July.
Because they did retaliate and hit us like 14 times or whatever, but it was like the day after we dropped the bombs and shot missiles at them. They said that's why they did it that amount of times, because that's how many bombs and missiles we shot at them and dropped at them. It was the base in Qatar that we have that they hit the next day.
Yeah, but he's saying that he told them to go ahead and do it beforehand. That he planned the strike against our stuff, which is treason. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Him, as president, telling him to attack American property or like a U.S. base is fucking treason. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. He admitted himself, like, oh yeah, I committed treason.
Yeah, I feel like he was trying to do that strongman type shit that, like, go ahead and
he was trying to be daddy.
It's he's fucking stupid.
And I wish we had whistleblowers. He got rid of them all. They're all fucking fired. They don't have jobs anymore. So I mean, if we had a whistleblower, that's an admission of guilt. That's an admission to a crime.
I don't know how that hold up. It'd be interesting to see how it would, how that.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we had fucking whistleblowers, like people who could do something, people who would do something, not just sit and try to like suck his little micro dick. Like people who have fucking balls, like actual. There's this thing that he likes to stand in front of this like weird banner that has like these stars and some stripes on it, and there's people who actually believe that you should be a fucking American, and I wish we had some of those. Some like true fucking Americans who would just be like, nah, you're an old fucking moron. Get the fuck out of here and go to jail for the rest of your fucking life. Right there.
Yeah, he made sure that there are no people who actually care about the country around him. Because he made that mistake in the first term where there were still people who at least cared to play the game like it's been played. And by that, I mean, keep everything as it is. The elites are the elites. The peasants are the peasants. Don't overstep your boundaries and fucking keep the game going. But Trump, like, still bad people, but just not as bad as him. So Trump realized that they would stop him from doing the worst of his shit and made sure that there are none around him this time.
Yeah. Yeah, like for my main topic, none of that would exist with his old group of people. Yeah. Because they would see that as being like, nah, bro. The bill would not be a fucking thing under his first cabinet because they'd say, nah. One, you're going to fuck over. I mean, this is all depends on if Democrats got off their ass and actually fucking did something useful, did some good messaging, actually did shit besides this fucking bullshit, which I think I texted you earlier. Fucking, they were doing like some false flag waving bullshit. Oh, yeah. They're trying to pass a fucking bill like get a bill passed that says ICE agents are no longer, Jesus Christ, phone, no longer allowed to wear masks while they're doing their arrests, like doing these fucking raids. And I mean, that'd be cool. I would call the bill like, you know, don't be a pussy ass bitch and man up to what the fuck you're doing, Bill. But cowards, you know, they're all fucking cowards. But yeah, that's a bill that will never get fucking passed. Maybe a state could pass it, but it's not going to have any grounds on the fucking federal, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah,
wouldn't fucking matter.
Well, and I think, like I said in the text, the Democrats are basically only worth like dark comedy, or however I word it, because it's just like, what is that really going to do? Even if it does pass, which it won't, but if it happened to, it does nothing. So what? We could see their faces. Like, is anybody going to fucking retaliate? No. And if they do, they're just terrorists and they get thrown in fucking Guantanamo.
Yeah. Oh, let me share this. This isn't going to be an article I talk about, but I find this fucking article to be just ironically titled. Fucking ironic. Just happened to come across it. The U.S. is switching sides. Donald Trump is giving Vladimir Putin every incentive to keep killing Ukrainians. What do you mean switching sides? Our country, our military loves, or our government loves to get people to kill other people and just fund it and keep it going for patriotism.
That sounds like some like lib-brained fucking dumb shit. Like, there are no sides in this shit. There's just like it still seems like a holdout from the old Cold War, where people think that like there's this, you know, the Iron Curtain, and fucking there's the right and the left, and or I should say the red and the blue, and fucking it's like there's hard drawn lines in this world. No, there are no fucking lines. It's an international cabal that runs all of these countries of elite rich fucks who will make wars happen so they could basically vent their country's politics in a way that doesn't affect them, that's all controlled, and they could kill thousands and thousands of people to cause more production in war goods based, you know, you get like war profiteering. Like the more war happens, the more these companies can make fuckloads of money. And if you look at the people who run these countries, including Russia, including the United States, including China, it's all the people who own the fucking companies that make shit for war.
You know, I wish more people would have really taken the whole war profiteering message from Captain America to heart, like the first movie.
That requires thought.
Yeah, because they hammer that. They do a very good job of actually portraying that and showing like how scummy that is.
Yep.
And nobody caught on to that. They're just like, look at the musical and he punches Hitler.
Well, and then they go even further with what is it called? Winter Soldier. Where they're like, there's a group within our government that wants this shit. They want an enemy and they want someone to fight because it gives them power and it gives them money. And that's why, like, they're all fucking together. It's Hydra. It's actually Hydra.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my mic. I was looking at my candle. I was like, what is that in front of it? It's my mic. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the bulk of the news that's happened the past couple of weeks. I mean, there's more, but we're going to basically get into that with our main topics. So, do you want to go over yours, or do you want me to jump into mine? Because I don't know if mine leads into yours.
I just really wanted to go over the flooding and then kind of springboard off of yours. That's because the flooding is a huge thing. Yeah.
So start with the flooding, because I might lose connection. You never know. So have you go first.
Okay, let me just pull up because I have a bunch of stories about the flooding. Let me pick one here. All right, this looks like one of the more recent ones. Let me share this. Present, share screen, window, entire. We'll do entire screen, or no. We'll do that. That way you don't see the whole screen. Okay, so don't mind these fucking ads. I hate all these ads.
Those are some sexy shoes.
Yeah,
and I'm lying.
Yeah, they're retarded looking. You can barely see the fucking title here, but the death toll from Texas flash floods rises to at least 89, officials say, this is from 8 hours ago. I think earlier today it was around like, I don't know if you could hear the video or whatever. Jesus Christ. It's not okay. Can we stop? Okay, no, I guess not. So when I looked at it earlier, it was like 70 something people that had died. Now we're at 89, almost 90. It's probably going to go well over that.
Yeah, it hit 100.
Oh, it already hit 100?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So, like, what did you hear was the start of this? Because I couldn't find, because the news just keeps pouring in on it. I can't find what is it, just like random flash floods or?
Yeah, it's from the storm. Let's pull up a weather map. Jesus Christ. I like how nothing responds. Everything's stupid slow. Because I know there's a hurricane in the Atlantic right now going to hit. It was funny because I heard it on the radio and I was like, wow, you just said basically every direction. Northeast South Carolina.
Yeah, northeastern South Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah, there was here it is. Oh, there's no name to it, of course. But yeah, it's raining all over the fucking country. But yeah, there's like in the Gulf of America, because it's not, that's what we have to call it now because we're American. There's a tropical storm. I don't know what you call it. Not quite a hurricane.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also known as the flooding alley or something like that, or the flood zone of Texas.
Okay. Yeah, and as far as I've gathered, it sounds like they've never really had anything this fucking bad hit this area. Oh yeah, and of the dead, at least from what I know, 27 of them are kids.
Yeah.
And 15 of the adults and 9 of the children are unidentified as of the writing of this article anyway. And I know a lot of them came from this Camp Mystic. Yeah, Monday has at least 27 campers and counselors died in the flooding. And you said earlier that this was kind of surprising. I am not surprised at all by this because I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is probably part of the catastrophic and rapid climate change that we're seeing.
Oh, yeah.
And then infrastructure that's not prepared for it. So this is yet another fucking warning for everybody and anyone, although nobody's going to fucking listen to this. And even if I was like Neil deGrasse Tyson, nobody would fucking listen. All the models for climate change that we were looking at for the last like 5 to 10 years have proven to be wrong in that it's happening way faster than people thought it would. And the world, areas of the world are going to rapidly, within the next couple of years, become actually inhospitable. And you're going to start to see more and more of this shit happening. And this is just one of many, many cases of people straight up dying because of negligence and an inability to prepare for the change that is coming. It's not may come, but is coming. And I blame this solely on our fucking government.
Yeah. Well, to add to this one, so it was on Twitter. Some genius, like she must be like the smartest person on earth because she cracked the biggest case ever. So all this fake news, like the fake mainstream media out there, and all these libtards are basically coming out there and saying, that it's all Trump and Musk's fault that, it's not being reported, that we didn't have like proper time to prepare for the storms because, it wasn't covered properly. And really, it must have been something that Biden did to try to make Trump look bad.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't the closing of the weather service or defunding it. No, not
at all. It's absolutely the Democrats who caused this storm.
Yeah, it was
to sneak up on the whole state of Texas.
Well, yeah, and their Jewish space lasers and their fucking their hurricane guns and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It was the fucking Democrats that done it. Yeah, no, this is just the early specklings of the chain of death that is coming with climate change. And I think areas of the coast of Texas are going to basically be underwater in the next 10, 15 years. Areas of the entire East Coast and West Coast are going to be underwater in the next couple of years. Yeah, and this is, I mean, because flooding is another crazy thing too that we've been seeing more of. Because you remember there was a flood in the Middle East? I think it was like in Iraq or Iran or whatever a year or two ago.
Yeah.
It was like an unprecedented flood that fucking killed a bunch of people and just wiped away homes and shit because they never had it happen there.
Yeah, never got that much rain.
Yeah, it never got that much rain. So people think this is the bad branding, dude. They called it global warming for a long time. And it was just the worst thing they could have called it because it's not global warming. It's climate change.
Because every fucking winter you get that same stupid shit where some dumbass comes out and is like, huh, see, it's snowing. There's no such thing as global warming.
But it's snowing where I'm at, so global warming isn't real. So fucking it's climate change. So you're gonna have rain in places where there was none and a fuckload of it. You're gonna have heat in places where there was cold. You're gonna have cold in places where it was hot. You're gonna have tornadoes in places where there's never been a fucking tornado. Like this is something you're gonna see shit flip on its head all over the place. And I think this story is as big as it is because of how many people died, but it should be even fucking bigger. Like whole sections of fucking highway were washed away and shit. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yeah.
But it should be even bigger because this is coming to a neighborhood near you pretty fucking soon. So.
Yep. Got to be on a hill. Hopefully you're on a hill and that you don't have to go anywhere outside your house.
Yep. On a hill or in the woods or whatever the fuck, because this shit and shit like it and some shit worse than it is coming your way. So
yep,
that was my big fucking story.
Yep, and that made me think of another stupid thing I saw on Twitter this morning, and it kind of just made me want to reach for the phone and start punching someone. So someone took a picture of the Bible and they highlighted a passage, and it's about how God says you should treat foreigners as if they were like your family, essentially. Like you should accept them, don't judge against them and all this shit. Like don't be fucking cruel and don't be a cunt, essentially. And yep, another person decided to jump in, like ran to the front of the line like, oh, I got this one, let me own them. They said foreigners, not illegals. And it's like, you dumbass. Like, dude, so the reason they're called illegal is because you're dumb. The better term to call them would be maybe undocumented, because they weren't documented crossing the border. That's not really illegal, because their illegal status is a civil crime, not a federal crime, not like Trump, who committed 34 federal crimes. Yeah. Yeah, that would be a big criminal that you want to stop. Someone who has raped people, allegedly, who has raped kids, allegedly, who has had one of his old best friends, Epstein, killed, allegedly.
Wink, wink. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
We all know, but allegedly.
Yeah.
No, the whole like the Bible and immigrants and shit, it's so funny to me watching people fucking argue over this. Like I haven't been using Reddit. I used it a little bit lately from like this shit, news shit and everything. I think it was like a week or two ago, mainly with the Iran shit. But
great place to get footage.
It is, yeah. It's really good for that's what I was looking for, is like missile footage and shit. But I do this on YouTube sometimes. I'll go into like the dumbest videos. Like I'll go to a Fox News video and I'll dive into the comment section, or even better sometimes a CNN video, because you get the Fox people who go over to CNN, and I'll dive into the comments and I'll watch them just fight with each other, and I'll watch libs and conservatives and Dems and conservatives fight with each other in the comments, and it's so entertaining. I want to make popcorn sometimes, because it's people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about on both sides, arguing at each other about things that they are incapable of understanding with resources that have nothing to do with what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah. That's kind of why I like Twitter. It's kind of that same thing, but you'll randomly have like someone who actually is like pretty on the ball when it comes to like politics and all this shit, and like laws that relate to what they're talking about. Mm-hmm. And you'll have like some Republican come in and be like, kind of like that person with the, like, he said foreigners, not illegals. You'll have some dumbass like that show up and try to own them. And it's like, you are dumb. Like, if you took the time to actually just pull up Google and just type in some letters, you'll see that what you're saying is dumb. Like, it's just completely stupid. It has nothing to do with the fucking conversation. It has nothing to do with life. You're just repeating some stupid shit that you heard from some dumbass on like OAN or Fox News, who they themselves also got the story fucking wrong.
Yep.
Or probably purposely, but they got the story wrong. And that's what you're going with. And it's like, you can't come at a place of just disinformation and unintelligence and try to sound like you're smart to own someone. You're never going to do that. That's never going to fucking work. This isn't Looney Tunes where you just say something stupid and it's just, oh yeah, it's true now.
Well, it's the whole Dunning-Kruger thing. Like, they're too stupid to know they're stupid, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, if you're smart enough, you could look at something and be like, I don't get it. I need to look it up. Like, I need to look more into that, which we do all the fucking time. Like,
they don't have that click.
No, they don't. They're just like, oh, yeah, I get it. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't.
Yep.
Did I tell you about the guy? I saw a guy on YouTube who said that it wasn't on a video, it was on a comment, who said that illegals aren't immigrants. That illegals and immigrants are two separate things. And said it just like that. And I thought to it, like, what? Illegal what? Illegal what?
Yeah. Yeah, you're using the improper name, and if you're going to use it, use the full fucking name.
Yeah. Yeah, well, illegals aren't immigrants. And then something someone said something else too, that some other group aren't immigrants, or that like people who moved here from other countries aren't immigrants. That was something else someone said too.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
our ancestors were not immigrants.
No, they weren't immigrants. Nope. They didn't migrate or immigrate over to this country. You know, no.
No, some of them just happened to inbred a gate, and they came up with these people.
Well, see, they sprung out of the ground. That's what happened.
Yeah, they grew here.
Someone dropped a sack of potatoes, and they sprung out of the ground.
And that's how we got the Irish.
That's how my ancestors came here. Some British asshole dropped a sack of potatoes, and then my family popped up. At least one side of my family popped up anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, outside of the flooding shit, I thought it was very interesting that with the whole Epstein thing, how the FBI and I think the CIA were both ordered by Trump, allegedly, to come out and say that Epstein killed himself and that there is no list now. And I do think, and I saw Kuklinski said something about this, that I do think it's because of Musk's party that he's starting. Yeah. Because it sounds like Musk has dirt on Trump, which there's probably dirt on Musk too, but
yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, there's got, I mean, besides the massive amount of drugs, which, you know, that story was leaked per Trump. That had to have been.
Yeah. Which is ironic considering Trump has to wear a diaper because of all the fucking, what is it, like uppers he used to do, or downers or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, uppers.
Yeah, because he shits himself all the time now.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, he did it in his debates. You can always hear him do the
Yeah. The snort.
So, and there was like, come on, dude. Come on. But he did that recently too.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did it at it was right before we did our last show on here, so 2 weeks ago. He was doing some speech and you could hear him doing it constantly. And it's like, come on, dude. Come the fuck on. And then when he left office last time, they had to like go through and clear out all the massive amount of drugs they had because they were putting out like fucking ketamine. They were putting out shit that fucking Musk does. Literally, they were dishing that out like fucking candy at the White House during his first administration.
Dude, I bet you everyone in our government is like cracked the fuck out, dude. Like they all do copious amounts of drugs.
Yeah.
On both sides. They all do fucking drugs.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to start trying to do mine. I'm going to see if it lets me share. If it kicks me off after the first time, then I'll just have you pick up after that. Because I didn't send you the first 2 links. So we'll give it a shot and see how this goes and hope, internet likes me today. All right. So we have this place called Alligator Alcatraz. And yeah, it's basically a place that was meant to be cruel to people who are not from here. That is the whole point. People who are not white. Because, I mean, you could be not from here, but like if you're from Russia or somewhere like that where they're white, then by all means, you're welcome here. Just you can't have any pigmentation to your skin, like whatsoever.
Yeah.
And this is the camp. And what's the first thing you notice about this place?
It looks like impromptu. It looks like it's not. It looks like a fucking temp camp.
Yeah, that's what it is. Everything here is a fucking tent. I don't know about this thing. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but this guy over here, I don't know what the hell that is. Some like triple wide bus.
It looks like a trailer, like a special mobile trailer.
All these tents, this line, bunch of tents. These are all massive fucking tents. That's a line of fucking tents.
That's weird. Oh, did you drop?
Oh, that was fun. Okay. So we saw the picture of it. And the thing that bothers me about this, besides the fact that there's like live fucking alligators, and this is in Florida, where literally alligators will crawl up into someone's fucking backyard and just chill there, like at the back door, waiting for someone to come out, basically.
Yeah.
People have been attacked. Kids have been fucking basically eaten because they walked out of their house and there's a fucking alligator. What are these tents going to do to stop an alligator? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
All by design. That's purposely done that way by design, because if one of them gets eaten, well, that's one less we have to worry about, and they can laugh about it. They can sit there and just shoot the shit like, "Hi, you see that motherfucker get eaten?" That's what he gets for not being white, because these are fucking Klansmen. These are just fucking racist pricks who are like, how can we be hateful? How can we be the most claim to be religious and be the most unchristian people to ever fucking exist?
Well, is there like a barracks or something?
No. There's nothing.
There has to be. There's got to be a barracks for like the guards and shit.
Maybe something right here. I can't really tell what's going on in the middle, like above the middle white line. There's that little circle-y area. There's some vans pulled up, and it looks like trailers. Literally just looks like a bunch of trailers.
If I had to guess, I would say it's that complex kind of in the center that looks like it might be more actual buildings.
Yeah, that one above the middle white line that's like split in half.
Yeah, it looks like a couple buildings in there. I think that's probably where the guards would reside, like permanently, or sleep anyway. But that's the other thing too, is like there's nothing about this looks like a secure facility to me. If you look at prisons or even concentration camps and shit, like if you look at more secure facilities, for better or worse, whatever, even like fucking secure factories or military bases and shit. This just doesn't look like something that is easily, kept down in terms of security. It looks impromptu. It looks haphazard. Like, I don't get why they're doing it this way. I think that it's to them, it's probably a perk that alligators might just fucking eat people.
Yeah.
But
now,
it looks weird.
What's the other thing that Florida is well known for? Especially during the summer. There's a whole season for it.
Hurricanes.
Yep. Oh, did you know this is in the path of the fucking hurricanes where they usually go?
Oh, yeah, I think I heard about that. Yeah. Yeah, it'll just destroy this place.
Yep. Yeah, none of them will live. None of them will live through that.
Does this area get
luckily,
flooded?
they have these things right here called cars. Well, the guards, I'm sure, will just jump right the fuck in and get the fuck out and leave these people to die. Like, true patriots.
Yeah, true fucking patriots. The guards will probably run well before anything hits.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear the first report that a guard got attacked by an alligator.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for it.
Well, yeah, and did they confirm that they're using this for, like, people detained by ICE? Like, is that the...
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they already have people there. They have a ton of people there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's basically... They claim it's just going to be a transition camp. So basically, before we send them to a fucking foreign torture prison, which I don't know if we talked about this before, but with Albrego Garcia being back, he's talked about the conditions of the prison he was kept in and how it went, what life was like there.
Mm-hmm.
And to call it a torture prison is not fucking wrong. So mental torture, because they will basically harass him every day saying like, yeah, we're going to have these other gangs like beat you, rape you, kill you. They starve you to the point of basically malnutrition, give you just enough like calories to live and shit. That way, because you're too weak to fight back then.
Yeah, they like doing that shit.
Yeah. And then, of course, they torture. Like, beat and very handsy with the prisoners, pretty much.
Don't forget anal feeding. That's something they did in Guantanamo.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do that there. Come up with they also probably come up with their lunches. Like, here's your cock meat sandwich. And, it's great shit. And that's what Trump wants to do. And I'm pretty sure the only reason they're not going to that extent fully is 'cause I don't know if anybody would truly be down for that. Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of fucking Reds out there who would just be like, oh, yeah, let's get them. Let's show them. And, they have as many teeth as the number of their IQ, which is 0. The math takes care of that.
It's 2 or 3.
But it's a shame. Then that's exactly what he's going for. He wants to be like those prisons. Like, he truly wants this to be like those prisons, which is why he's also considering bringing back actual Alcatraz and putting sharks in the water around Alcatraz. Like, he wants to bring in sharks to San Francisco.
Dude, okay. Let's take a second to talk about sharks. Do you know why sharks attack people?
Because you're in their territory?
No, actually.
Oh, that was because they just didn't like the movement, like spiders.
No.
You move in their web and they come after you.
No, it's not that at all. Sharks are pretty fucking docile. Like, they're actually very nice. And 99% of the time, they'll leave you the fuck alone. The only reason they generally attack people, and the reason that they tend to attack surfers more than anybody else, is because the silhouette of a surfer paddling in the water to a shark with bad fucking eyes, because all of them have bad eyes, looks almost like a turtle or like a fish or like something that they would eat. And then when they bite people, they tend to let them go after they bite them once because they realize, oh, this isn't food. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm going to leave this alone. So sharks don't just like attack people. They're scary. Don't get me wrong. And
unless they're in a tornado.
Yeah, then it's a sharknado. Yeah. No, like sharks are not really these like aggressive, horrible creatures. They're curious, so they'll come up to you and shit.
Yeah.
But they're not aggressive creatures. They're really, really nice. So, or well, not really, but they're nice, nicer than media would like you to think. So, putting sharks in the fucking water around here would accomplish dick, aside from probably destroying the like local marine environment.
Yeah, the ecosystem of that area would be fucked.
Yeah, that's all it would do.
Yep. But then he could sit there with like his Dr. No outfit on and be like, ha ha ha, look at this. I'm teaching them. I'm so great. Get me a golden toilet.
Yeah, I guess it would be kind of scary knowing that the waters are infested with sharks. Like,
yeah,
I guess. And knowing these psychopaths, they'd probably like not feed them. So they'd be like absolutely starving sharks that would probably attack people if they went in there. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't want to feed kids, so why would they feed the sharks?
Yeah. Yeah. Why would they feed any? It's not their responsibility,
Yeah. Yep.
Not my pants, right. Not my problem.
If you could pull up file number 1 for me.
Case file number 1, please.
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. I have it up here somewhere. Hold on. Where are we? There we go. Okay. The ToBP times file 1.
Yep.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, wait. I could do it this way. I got this. Blam.
Boom. All right. Yeah, so I initially named it Times, but that didn't fit here properly. It didn't look right, so I changed it to Report. This is our new newspaper that doesn't exist. So we have Alligator Alcatraz. This is the official name, which I thought that was a joke name at first, but that is the official name for the concentration camp in the Florida Everglades. It is also known as Gator Gitmo, Alligator Auschwitz, and there's several other ones that people have come up with. And yeah, so file 2.
File 2. Let me go back here. That's nice. I could just click that thing. That's cool.
All right. So I got to do it on my screen so I can see it better. All right. So concentration camps historically, these were detention camps where people, primarily those the Nazi regime deemed enemies or undesirable, kind of like Trump refers to immigrants, legal or undocumented, however he wants to look at them. They're just all undesirable. Were held in harsh conditions without regard for legal norms, much like Alligator Auschwitz. Early camps included a bunch of names. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Not going to play myself. Later camps like Auschwitz, Mandik, Stutthof, and New Game Plus were established in German-occupied Poland. Auschwitz itself was a complex that included various types of camps. File number 3.
Here's 3. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Can you see that better now?
Yep.
Okay. I was experimenting with something, layouts.
Of these various types of camps, one stands out above the rest. That would be the extermination camps, also known as death camps. These were not used just as a center where people simply just were executed. That would have been like way too kind of the Nazis to do. So instead, these camps were used as a center for scientific studies for various purposes, such as military research and pharmaceutical testing. There. Since we know that's where they got their start.
Yep.
All right. And that brings me. But
well, they made the poison. They Bayer. Well, it wasn't Bayer. They were called something else. That's why they're called Bayer today. But the company that became Bayer was were the ones that made the Zyklon B, which killed all the people.
Yep. And then if you could pull up the YouTube video, because that brings us to this, which this all fucking connects for what I'm trying to get to.
It started off
from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. It started here for me, so I'll go back to the beginning. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a 7-minute video. We'll end up watching pretty much all of it.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Let's do this.
All right. Can you hear it?
Sometimes.
Yep.
Connecting those dots can result in quite a frightening picture. Watch this.
I need someone to walk through something with me because I'm genuinely freaking out about what I found, and I need someone to tell me that this isn't as bad as it looks. So I'm always keeping an ear to the ground when it comes to biotech, especially wearable biotech, because I hate how these health devices are kind of just major data collection tools. And on June 24th, RFK Jr. was in a congressional hearing, and he had said something that kind of bothered me. He said that my vision is every American is wearing a wearable within 4 years. To me, this didn't sound like him encouraging people to get fitness trackers. It sounded like a federal mandate that he wanted everyone to wear biotech monitoring devices by 2029. I'm like, okay, well, where's this money coming from? I mean, you can't put a bunch of surveillance devices on 330 million people without some sort of massive funding, because I assume that that's kind of what he's talking about. So I go looking for the money. I decide to start digging through Trump's big, beautiful bill, because I figure if there's any biotech surveillance funding, it's got to be buried in there somewhere. As I'm reading through it, I'm seeing all of these cuts that we've been talking about all week, right? Like they're cutting the NIH budget by 40%, the CDC by 50%. Like they're literally dismantling agencies that do actual medical research and disease prevention, and it's absolutely disgusting. But then I see this line item, and it's for $25 billion for something called Rural Health Transformation Program. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a second. So you are destroying real medical research, defunding rural hospitals to the point of closure, but spending $25 billion on rural health? Like, what is that? This is the first I'm hearing of this. So I start digging into whatever this rural health transformation system is and what it actually means. What it is remote monitoring, robotics, artificial intelligence, and other advanced technologies. And that always makes me pause, right? Technologia. Now, look, investing in AI
Technologia.
isn't weird. Like, that's exactly what we should be doing to help patients and advance medical care. But here's what doesn't make sense to me. You don't defund the NIH and the CDC while simultaneously spending $25 billion on a rural health program. Like, this does not feel like an improvement to rural health, obviously. It feels like a replacement to rural health. Oh, but then I noticed there's a timeline attached to this budget because $20 billion of that $25 billion gets spent in just the years 2028 and 2029 alone. The same years RFK Jr.'s wearables has a deadline for us, right? So that's interesting. This is when I went from confused to actually scared. So Peter Thiel's company, Palantir, you know, the surveillance company that builds spy tools for the government, well, he just got a $443 million contract with the CDC. The same CDC that they're defunding by 50%. So they're destroying the public health agency and then paying Peter Thiel's surveillance company to take over its data functions. And look, whenever I think about Peter Thiel, I know that Elon Musk also is probably involved because those two are thick as thieves, quite literally. I mean, Thiel bought JD Vance's seat in the White House and Musk bought Donald Trump's. So I just assume they're running the country. So while Thiel's getting all of these healthcare data contracts, like what's Musk doing? You know, he's been very vocal about hating this bill. It doesn't benefit him, right? So I check on Neuralink, which is Musk's brain chip company, and I find out that they had just selected in January the University of Miami as their second U.S. site for human brain implant trials. Yes, you heard that right. In fact, they literally just completed one of their first ever human brain chip surgeries like 2 days ago. No, I'm not kidding. Wish I was. Sure am not. Now, look, I want to be clear that the University of Miami has a very legit reputation when it comes to like brain research and helping paralyzed patients. So on the surface, this kind of partnership makes sense. And if we were talking about a doctor who cares about the well-being of others, that would be one thing. But we're talking about Elon Musk here, the same guy who has reportedly 1,500 animals since 2018 at Neuralink medical facilities for failed medical experiments. And employees have actually come forward and complained about these.
Yeah, that's it's bad, but it's not unique to him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like a lot of these companies do. That's why, I mean, it's kind of somewhat reassuring to actually see like that whole sticker on some products you could buy that says like, you know, no animal testing.
Yeah.
Like that's nice. They did it for product A, but what they also need to say is like there was no animal testing at all to even come up with the idea for this recipe.
Yeah. No, there was no animal testing on the immediate product that you're using, but there was animal testing on every step before that.
Yep.
Oh, fuck. I love it. I love corporate slime.
Yep.
All right.
hack jobs because Elon Musk is always pressuring them to move fast. Like, move fast and break things, except for these things this time are living beings. And he's always stated that his goal is not just about helping patients, but that he wants symbiosis with artificial intelligence. That's actually the mission statement on Neuralink's website. So, because there's always a modus operandi behind everything they do, I'm thinking to myself, well, why Florida specifically? Like, there's a lot of great neuroscience programs across the United States. What's so special about Florida? And this is when it gets dark. I'm just going to warn anyone who's still watching. I start digging around in Florida legislation, and I see that on May 30th, DeSantis had vetoed a bill that would have let families sue doctors for medical malpractice if it resulted in death. Like, he vetoed that bill. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because Florida, while under DeSantis's rule, has become an experimental playground for all kinds of policies that would never fly in any other state. He's consistently using emergency powers to bypass normal oversight, testing controversial programs, and pushing the boundaries of what's legally actually possible in the United States of America. Florida, I'm so sorry for everybody who has to live under Ron DeSantis. So what if Florida wasn't just chosen because of UM's research reputation? Like, what if it was chosen because DeSantis has created the perfect environment for experimental procedures with minimal legal consequences? A place where you could potentially test things on people that you couldn't get away with literally anywhere else. And look, maybe these brain chips are doing some net good, and it's all very above the board, and everybody is happy, taken care of, and their lives are better. Except there are a handful of people whose lives actively aren't better right now in Florida. And those are the people going to Alligator Alcatraz. So I decided to check the distance, from the detention center where thousands of people are going to be held against their will, to the University of Miami, where Elon Musk and Neuralink are actively doing brain implant experiments. Perhaps some of you see where I'm going with this. So I Google Maps it, and my heart kind of sinks because it's a lot closer than I thought it would be. It's about 45 miles apart. So, like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, there's no way he's going to do what I'm thinking he's going to do, right? Like, there's no logical reason why these two things should be connected, right? And again, I want to be clear here. I'm not trying to implicate the University of Miami in anything. Like, they have been a legitimate research center for the better half of 40 years, helping patients who are paralyzed. Like, they are legit as fuck. And Elon Musk uses his own surgeons, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, the thing is, like, look at who gets hurt by this, by all of this. When you put it all together, like, when you defund the NIH and the CDC and rural hospitals close, like, it's always poor people who lose access to healthcare. So if you want to control those communities, or let's say you want to have predictive police surveillance, what do? You destroy the healthcare systems and the infrastructures that serve those low-income populations, and then you say, oh, don't worry, we have a solution for you. And it's surveillance technology disguised as healthcare. They become dependent on the tech because they have no other options. You took those away. You defunded those. And if you've just cut healthcare for millions of people, then that means the clock's a ticking. Because if I also remember correctly, then you need to have this biotech ready to go than 2028. So you either need a lot of human volunteers, or you need a group of detained immigrants who maybe can't consent, can't sue, can't speak out. What was the name of that other place that performed criminal medical experiments on prisoners?
Yep.
Yeah, kind of sends a tingle up your spine, doesn't it? Go take a hit, round your edges, come down, watch that video again, and just process each and every piece. It's scary as fuck.
Yep.
So as you all know,
Whoa. We had Kyle on our show for a minute. We're going to go up in the ratings. We had Kyle. But yeah, no, like, that's what they're going to be doing. They're basically going to start testing Peter Thiel's, I like to call him Thiel. It sounds better. Peter Thiel trying to suck Hitler off, trying to push his stuff onto the immigrants to test on them. Given this isn't as deadly as what Hitler was doing, but it is a first step to it. Like, Hitler didn't just come off day one and be like, okay, well, now we got to get this company to make something that's going to, like, basically poison the fuck out of them. They're going to die. I mean, he wanted them to die, but that wasn't like the first jump he went to. It would have started off with something smaller, like military testing. Yeah, we're going to test to see how this weapon affects you when I hit you in the face with it.
Yeah, I don't think that mass extermination a la Hitler is the goal or ever will be. I think
Yeah.
that this is going to be more comparable to Unit 731 than anything Hitler did.
Yeah.
Which you could argue is worse in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Numerically, it's not as bad, but if we're just looking at hard numbers, then we're not looking deep enough. So, like in terms of what they did to people, 731 blows Hitler out of the fucking water.
Yeah.
I think it's these people are transhumanists, Peter Thiel included. They are transhumanists, which it sucks because the idea of transhumanism is something that could be fucking awesome, and if it's done right, would be incredible. Where it's basically
So
the next.
you're saying you want to be trans?
Yes, I want to be trans. No, like the
Republicans will
transhumanism-
love you.
Oh, they all want to too. But transhumanism could be the next step in human evolution, but like forced by our own hand. It could be like there's a whole rabbit hole with that, Ray Kurzweil and all this shit. But we know that because of the human element, if we start taking steps down that road, it'll be the wrong steps controlled by the wrong people, and you wind up getting something more like, less cyberpunk, more Deus Ex, where there's a cabal of people that have ultimate control over everything, including your body, once we start planting electronics inside of us. And that's where it's gonna get real fucking dicey and real scary. Which also, I'm surprised the Christians don't say shit about this, because they could consider that the mark of the beast, especially if it's something mandated by the government. So it'll be fun to see how they twist and worm their way through this.
Well, they'll say, well, at least it ain't a face tattoo.
Yeah, it's not the fucking stereotypical forehead barcode tattoo like they thought it'd be. So it's okay.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that brings into the picture the bigger evil, which would be Peter.
Oh, there he goes. Peter Thiel. I'll finish that. Peter Thiel. That's his name. I said I'll finish it with Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel, who is just ultimate evil. And yes, he does want to do the whole Minority Report program. He wants to do the whole predicting crimes type thing, which a lot of that's going to be based off of, and I mean, from what I've come to gather is he's basing a lot of this off of our current form of AI, which is more like ChatGPT, which is just a chatbot, chatbot, which will hear like maybe use like, just picture this. You're playing fucking Grand Theft Auto online with a buddy, like me and you were playing it.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go rob this place and like do this heist? That could be enough for it to pick up and be like, oh, these two are legitimately planning a fucking heist right now. And because we live in a town where there's a fucking street called, I don't know, Rock Haven, and that's where the bank is in the game, that now we're actually going to be arrested for plotting to rob Rock Haven Bank.
Well, yeah, and the other part too is that like AI in its current state, which again I hate calling it AI, it's VI, it's a virtual intelligence or virtual assistant. It's basically, it is trained on stuff that we feed it, which means that it implicitly has its own biases. So when you start getting predictive human programming with AI based off of training that humans have given it, it depends on what humans have given it training, and it will. Those humans will dictate what predispositions the AI has, because it does not think. It's not a thinking machine. It's a fucking program that's designed to copy and spit out amalgamations of whatever it's fed. So to use this kind of AI for predicting crimes is laughably absurd at best. Like it's a bunch of fucking pie in the sky hooey that these companies want to be true because it'll give them ultimate control, and they'll probably wind up pulling the trigger on it because of that. But it's nowhere near, like, there is no effective system for fucking crime prediction like that.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all. Like, not yet. I'm sure one day. Yeah, absolutely. I could see Minority Report becoming a real thing at some point.
Dust. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be long gone before that fucking happens. Like, it won't happen in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Will we get it from this shit? Yeah, we'll get something. We'll get fucking something. Will it be broken as hell? Absolutely. 100%. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's going to be whatever they launch now is going to be a fucking shit show.
Yep.
And honestly, I would be surprised if they even took one from like today's intelligence, like that today's software, and it would probably just end up saying like Trump needs to be arrested. Because his crimes are too fucking blatant and they're fucking everywhere. And he sticks his fucking foot in his mouth every time he opens his fucking mouth.
Yeah. I mean, it'll all depend on who feeds it, you know, because like it'll play whatever game you tell it to play effectively.
Yeah, and with like if Stephen Miller's behind it, like if you have the Stevens work together on this shit, then it's also going to be like, oh, you committed the crime of being black.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be racist no matter what.
Yep.
Like we've seen, because there's been studies on this to look at implicit racism in AI algorithms, specifically with like camera monitoring shit and facial recognition software with AI.
Oh, dude, fucking Apple's like face unlockable shit. Where I don't know if it's fixed now, but I know at least when it first started dropping, if you were like darker black,
yeah,
like fucking pitch black, it would not pick you up.
Yep.
Lighter skin, they would have some ability to get into it, but a lot of times it was just no. That's most people of color.
Well, look, what's the like one thing that fucking AI photo editing shit does for like beauty filters and shit like that? It makes their skin lighter. That's the first thing that AI beauty filters do. So like there is implicit racism in all AI at this point for anything that has to do with like recognition or changing humans or identifying humans. And it goes beyond even like the phone shit. They were looking at it with like the facial ID software that's equivalent to the shit that China uses for their streets, where they could just like recognize everybody on a street cam and shit, which is terrifying. Oh, there it goes. He'll be back. But yeah, AI is flawed at best at this point, and it's kind of a PR corpo joke. Like, it's not worth it. AI is not worth it in any capacity yet, but it will be. I just think that to utilize it in that way now is fucking stupid.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, you'll still have people like fucking Peter Thiel around at that time. When that time comes, there's still going to be some douchebag like him who's just pure fucking evil, helps run the fucking country from behind a fucking curtain because he's more of a fucking president than fucking Trump is. And this is someone that the fucking mainstream media doesn't fucking talk about. And if they do, they might mention his name for a second and move the fuck on.
Yeah, they only referenced him lately because of the Palantir program.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason most people have ever fucking heard of him. This dude is the prime evil. Like, this dude is literally, from what I've seen and from what people who look into this shit have seen, like the head of the fucking cabal. This dude is the guy who basically made Elon Musk. Without Peter Thiel, there is no Elon Musk. Without Peter Thiel, Trump probably wouldn't be president.
There would be no, like, it's like she even said, he bought JD Vance's spot because he knows JD Vance is a very pliable puppet for him to use. I mean, look at him. He looks like a fucking puppet.
He looks stupid.
He looks like a dummy and he sounds like one too.
But yeah, no, Peter Thiel is like I said, he's the prime evil. He's the one behind most of these powerful people. The one who's the money behind them, the one who has the connections that they use, the one who put them in the positions that they're at, and you never fucking hear about him. And the other thing is too, is that there's other people involved that you'll never hear about. Excuse me.
Yep. Yeah, there's a shit ton of them that you're never going to hear about.
Yeah, and those are the ones that are actually running the fucking show. And call it a grand crazy conspiracy or some shit. I'm not saying it's the Illuminati because that died out a long time ago. But
what are you talking about? Jay-Z and Beyonce are still around.
Yeah, they're fucking jokes. Like, there is a group of people that run this planet. They have all the money, they have all the power, and excuse me, they're the ones who are behind the governments that are usually running corporations that pull the string on the local governments, and they're the reason why you have no say in anything. And Peter Thiel is like the top of the shit heap for these guys. So
Yep.
I think we need to shoot anything down that he has as hard as we can, because whatever he's got up his sleeve is guaranteed to be fucking evil and bad for everybody.
Yeah. Man, I say like to a lesser evil, but still very fucking evil. The other Peter. I forgot his name already. Peter, douchebag racist. Baldy. Fucking Igor. Fuck's his name?
Who?
The guy who's he like the racist in chief of the fucking White House. He's the one who's actually been calling the shots for the fucking ICE, like to tell them who they need to detain. I said his name like 10 minutes ago, and I can't think of it right now.
That guy who can't talk, who sounds like he's drunk all the time.
Peter, god damn, this is gonna drive me insane. I've literally said his name like 10 minutes ago.
There's too many to keep track of.
It's gonna piss me the fuck off. Bald guy in the fucking White House.
Bald guy in the White House.
His name is fucking Peter. He's gonna be in one of these pictures. No, he's not. It's gonna drive me fucking insane. Oh god. This is making me fucking mad. Stephen Miller, there we go. It's not Peter.
Miller.
I don't know why I was thinking Peter. But yeah, Stephen Miller. That dude is just as evil, just in a different way, a more racist way, essentially. And yeah, I think him and Peter Thiel will be like the overseers of both parts at the end. Like he's just gonna be another lackey for fucking Peter, but he'll be up there. I mean, he's calling all the fucking shots when it comes to deportation. Like he is 100% the one calling the shots. He's the White House deputy chief of staff.
Yep. I mean, these people, it's the people that you're never going to hear of. It's the people that are the ones that are actually pulling the strings. Like Trump, everybody targets Trump as like the king, the guy, the godhead, the one who's calling all the shots and everything. And he has power, don't get me wrong. But the only reason he was allowed to sit in the hot seat is because the cabal let him. Like that's just how it is. And because they know he'll play into his hand. The elites, the rich people, and Musk is included in this. Bezos is included in this. The guy who's in charge of Virgin, whatever the fuck, that crazy dude who makes dick rockets. He's what fucking timeline is this? He's part of the fucking cabal. And they're the ones that allow these people to take power. They're the ones that lobby, the Israel lobby. So there's the Zionist cabal. That's part of it too. And no, that does not mean the Jewish cabal. It's the fucking Zionist cabal. They're separate.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Judaism. But yeah, these are the people that are pulling the strings on this shit. And these are the people that will start these programs. They'll do the predictive crime programs. They'll try to put fucking implants in you that they monitor and shit. And now we're stepping into, like I said, it's less cyberpunk, which is cool, but fucking terrible, and more Deus Ex, which is just bad. It's just all bad.
Yeah. Oh, was I just trying to find if it loads today? Because of ICE and Stephen Miller's getting what he wanted, he is now, or ICE is now one of the largest fucking militaries in the world.
Isn't it like the 6th or 7th largest military in the world?
Yeah, I mean it's bigger than Italy's complete fucking military, Israel's complete military, the Netherlands, fucking Brazil, larger than full fucking countries because their budget. They have a bigger budget than the fucking Marines, than the Marine Corps.
Wow.
They have three times
the Marine
the
Corps
funding of the Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps is known for having like the shittiest budget, though. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, they get guns that like their grandpas used and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking insane that they have that much fucking funding now. We just straight up took money that, you know, should have been going to like, you know, feeding children, should have been going to funding Medicaid, funding Medicare, funding, you know, programs that actually help out fucking Americans. Whether you're a fucking red, a blue, a fucking non-color like me, these things benefit you. They only fucking help. They help you. They better your life. They give you a better quality of life in the end.
Yep.
But we had to get rid of that because we need to be racist and hateful and better nobody's life. Being racist and hateful and deporting people is because you don't like the color of their fucking skin, because you don't understand the language they're speaking, because you decide not to go out and try to speak the language. And it's on you. That doesn't affect you. It doesn't make your life worse.
They believe in that crazy ass white, like, great replacement theory, where there's like some conspiracy to eliminate white people. Like, look, it's not a conspiracy. It's going to happen. It's just how it's going to go. Like,
yeah.
We're all going to, like, there won't be black people in the future at some point. There won't be Hispanic people. There won't be Asian people. There won't be white people. There won't be Indian people. We're all just going to be fucking tan, slightly Asian, hot feet people. Like, that's, that's what we're all look like.
We're all going to be K-pop stars.
But tanner.
But yeah tanner.
Yup. Kind of like we're all basically going to look Filipino in the future. That's basically what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. But like you were saying, like, yeah, Trump, he has power, but he's literally just like a figurehead to take the attention. And he likes the attention. Like, that's why this is a good role for him for what they're doing. I'm not saying he's meant to be president, because that's fucking dumb. But it's a good place for him to be in their whole operation because he likes attention. He doesn't want to be a fucking president. He just wants to have power, be rich, and have the camera on him 24/7 so he can talk about how amazing he is. And so people can flatter him.
He's stupid and easily workable. Like, you're not. So there's two types of presidents you're going to find. And this has been the case for our lifetime and even before our lifetimes. You're going to find presidents that are amenable, presidents that are willing to work with the cabal on their own, and because they know they're going to make a fuckload of money, like Obama. They're going to make a fuckload of money and they work with the cabal. They do what the cabal wants. They do what the corporations want. Everybody's happy. Everybody walks away with money. So they pay the smarter ones off, but they have to be workable with these people. And then you have the stupid presidents like Bush, who's actually like functionally retarded.
W. Bush.
George. The Junior Bush. And then
his dad's more like Obama.
His dad was more like Obama, and then like Reagan was more like Obama. But you have the Bush Jr. and Trump and Biden, which Biden was just because he was too old and basically losing his mind, so he had to be worked that way. And there's a different angle with all the presidents. Trump is just, you appeal to his ego, you tell him he's the biggest dick in the room, and he'll do whatever the fuck you want.
Biden, go back 20 years and he would have been like Obama.
Yeah.
Just willing to work with them.
Yep. I mean, he was part of that administration too. So like, it's just, it's passing the same torch. So, I mean, and you know, libs and Dems will hear this and probably they'll fucking, it'll be like synapse burnout from Cyberpunk and their eyes will burst into flames.
How dare you talk about them? You're supporting Trump by talking about them. It's like, no, you got to look at the fact that both sides are evil and fucking useless.
Yeah.
Like, yes. And this is the argument, but they did so much good. Yes, they have done some good things. Yes. They have. Like, Obama did some good things. Biden did some good things. Clinton did some good things. Fucking Reagan did some good things. Most of it was shit, but he did a couple good things.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, fucking Nixon did some good things. But when it comes down to it, look at the fucking Democrats. What have they really done end game to make things fully better? Not just like, oh, here's a fucking quarter. Go get a gumball. Because that's all we're getting from them. And it's upsetting because I would like to see them do more. I would like to see them come out and be strong. Like if AOC, let's say, because they're most likely going to try to run her, it's going to be her and Newsom. That's my guess, is because Newsom's definitely 100% back in this. Fucking Trump guaranteed that Newsom is going to be running for president.
Yep.
And it's if she was president instead of being vice president, like she's probably going to be, if she could talk, like act the same way she talks, that would be fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you'll see things change. She'll come out and talk a great fucking game, and I'll love it. I'll love what she's saying. I mean, I like listening to her. She says some great things, but I also listen to her understanding 99% of what you're saying is not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
One, because you're not going to fully fight for it, and because you're just going to roll over like everybody else does.
Yep.
You're going to see the actual powers that be, and you're going to roll the fuck over. You're not actually going to change the country to make it better. You'll make it better from Trump 100%. I mean, fucking a paper towel could do the same thing. I would vote a paper towel over Trump because it would be a better fucking president.
Yeah.
But nothing will get done in the end. In the end, we'll basically be right back to where we were.
Yep.
And then in 4 fucking years, we'll have a bunch of people be like, it was better under Trump because they forgot what happened 2 fucking days ago. Because that's too far for most people to fucking remember. It was like, God, I get so fucking mad. People like to sit there and be like, well, when Trump was in office the first time, he gave us money during COVID. Yeah, but you know who gave you more money under COVID? Biden. But you know what Biden didn't do? He didn't fucking make a big show of it and have to show that he signed his name on it. It just came out from the fucking government because it needed to get done.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
Should he have put his name out there? Yeah, if he did put his name on there, yeah, people would probably remember that more. But that's not what matters. He didn't do it so I could be like, oh, look at me show off. He did it because it's what people fucking needed. That's one of the few good things he fucking did. Like, yeah, it has its consequences later on because we have to somehow build that money back up. So more taxes are going to come out and all this other shit's going to happen. But it was something that needed to be done. He fucking did it. That was doing something good. That's one of the few fucking great things he did. And I give him kudos for not being a fucking show off about it.
And
he treated it like he was a fucking president, not a fucking carny.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong. Like, we are not saying that both of the parties are the same. Got to clarify that because they are not the same. The Democrats and the Republicans are not the same. They do different things. The whole problem of it is that both of them equally accomplish nothing good for the common person. So they both do nothing for you. And one of them is more nefarious than the other. The Republicans are more nefarious than the Democrats, but the Democrats' goal is still ultimately to work with the corporations and to siphon as much money out of you as possible at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I wish I had my role here. So grab a piece of paper and draw a line on it. Halfway through it, put a line, like a little dash. That's the center. That's the center of the political scale. Now go about like towards the end, just about to the end, and put a line on the right. That's MAGA.
Yeah.
Go like a hair off to the side of that. That's regular Republicans. Go maybe, a finger distance from that line and draw another one. That's Democrats.
Yep. Because
yes, they will do something for you, but you're not the corporation, so they really don't give a fuck about you.
Yep, and they'll do everything they can. And like here's a conspiracy for you. Here's a fucking real conspiracy for you. I think that the Democrats let Trump win the last election. And And that's why they did everything they could do to lose this election. Because with Trump winning, the Democrats now have a fuckload of non-issues, or some issues that are legitimate, but aren't the ones that we actually have to be working on. They have non-issues and smaller issues, grand scale speaking, that they could fight for the next 15, 20, 30 fucking years and do nothing about, but say that they're fighting. So this is like an ultimate win for the Democrats. This whole administration is an ultimate win for the Democratic Party in a way that does not benefit you or I. It doesn't benefit the common person. And that's where
they've won former Trump supporters. The Democrats have won over former Trump supporters purely by not being Trump.
Yep.
And that's just this administration. Since he's been back in office since fucking January, they've gained Trump supporters on their side because they're not Trump.
Yep. And that's all they're going to run on still, even after Trump is fucking dead. We're not Trump. That's all they can run on. And the shitty part is that they've convinced a bunch of the voting base and even the non-voting base who are either just apathetic or mildly pay attention to politics that the major problems are, class war or not class. Sorry. The major problems are racial bullshit, or the major problems are fucking geopolitical bullshit like war with Russia, or the major problems are China, or the major problems are, this or that. Fucking the ultimate thing, the ultimate problem at the end of the day, the number one thing that we should all be focusing on outside of the left, right, blue, red fucking RD paradigm is the class war. There is no war but the class war. And when the enemy of your class, being the elites, owns your government, the only thing you could do is oppose it. That is the only thing you could do to actually fight it, because participating in it is playing the fucking game.
Yep. That's why people have said if you want to change something, get into government yourself. That's not going to help us, because if you don't play the game, you don't make it in the government. If you don't support the corporations, you don't fucking get anywhere. And that brings us back to a lot of the Democrats. Well, every Democrat that's in fucking a position in an office, they got there because they bowed down to the corporations. You may think oh no, it's because we voted for them because they had a good message. You know why they were able to give out that message? Have you thought about that? Thought deeper than the first half a second? It's because they bow down to the corporations. The corporations allow them to.
Yep. Anything you hear from a major source is something that was allowed to reach your ears because they control all aspects of media, all aspects of politics, all aspects of this shit. So if there's a message that gets to you that riles you up, that you think is this is what the major fight is, this is what the politicians are fighting for, it's because they were allowed to give you that message because the elites know that it doesn't actually threaten them.
Yeah. And given I get behind something that Trump said, and I know he doesn't mean it the same way it actually should be meant, but he wanted to drain the swamp in his first term. That was his whole thing. We're going to drain the swamp in DC. The thing is, he was also serving that swamp. He's part of it. He's a cog in the fucking machine.
Yep.
And that's why we should rage against the machine, which is the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, to drain the swamp, you need to eliminate the swamp at this point. To drain the swamp, you need to delete our government effectively.
Yeah, need to nuke it from orbit.
Yup, that's the only way. That's there. Not literally. Disclosure, not literally.
Yeah. No, we don't have nukes. We don't think you have nukes. If you do, how? How?
Hit us up. No, but the nuclear option, metaphorically speaking, is the only way to unfuck this at this point.
Yeah. Yep. God, July 1st, Congress approves unprecedented funding for the federal prison system. 62% increase.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
crazy. And a lot of that is to go towards stuff like Alligator Alcatraz.
Yep. The fucking tent prison.
Yep. All right. That was basically the end of my topic. If you could pull up the last file number 4, we'll end on that.
File number 4. Hold on. I thought we pulled them all up. Hold on. File number 4. Is that the Times one?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. I thought we went through all those. Hold on. Times. Okay. Almost there. Present.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically all we had. I'm trying to get back into doing more shorts for the channel. I've been kind of slacking because of arm pain. I have my surgery coming up at the end of the month. So leading up to what I'm talking about there. So we're going to be doing shows like we have been, our Monday shows. Where's my calendar? So we'll do one next Monday and on the 21st. Then on the 28th, we do our show on our other channel. If you want to come check us out, we're not political there. We're just nerdy, talk about nerdy stuff. And we do a role-playing game on there. Come check that out. It's Talk of Better Worlds. After that, we will be taking a couple-week break from doing the live shows unless Hawk wants to jump on and do something on his own. I'll be out at least for, I'm probably thinking 3 weeks. I won't be seen from the 4th till probably from the 28th till the 25th of August.
Yeah, if there's some crazy news shit, I'll jump on. If I think of something else, I'll jump on too. But just don't expect us.
Yeah, we're going to kind of go in hibernation while I do that. Getting a fun surgery, and I'll have a lovely scar right here on my neck. It'll be a fun time. And if you're, you can always join our Discord. There is a link to it in the description of the video. Go ahead, join us. It's a great fun time. There's just a handful of us on there, and we shoot the shit politically. We also randomly go on off topics and talk about maybe a movie or something that's going on.
It's good.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, definitely join us on there. We'd love to hear from you. We like to talk to people on there because, it's Discord. That's what you do. Talk to people. And yeah, if you're watching the screen, I hope you've enjoyed that lovely message I wrote. And if not, then you should probably still look at the screen. But yeah, that's all I had. So until next time, you take care.
Stay safe.